Anxiety isn't in your mind, it's in your breath, it's in your skin, it's in your blood. What if I told you the answer isn't yet another medication, but your memory? What if I told you your anxiety isn't also a mental problem? It's a memory stored in your nervous system. My name is Adeola Kingsley James. Now you lay in bed, it's 2:43 a.m. again, and your heart racing, your thoughts run like a freight train with no brakes. You beg your brain to stop, but it doesn't. It's not listening. What if the problem is not your brain, but your nervous system? Today, I want to introduce you to a truth that most doctors won't tell you, and your guess is as good as mine. They have to stay in business, and we love our doctors. Let me introduce you today to hypnotherapy and what it does. Hypnotherapy will retrain the way your body responds to fear and anxiety. It doesn't just manage anxiety. And in this video, I'll show you how a simple shift in awareness can lead to a lifetime of peace. If you will like this, then stay till the end of this video. I've got a lot to share with you. Let me say this to you. Anxiety is not just in your head. It's stored in your nervous system. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever felt anxious and had no idea why you were anxious? I mean, it happens to me. What about you? Your bills are paid, you're doing okay, your relationships seem okay, you're doing all right with life, and yet, there's this tension in your chest. There's this lump in your throat, this tightness in your belly. You keep thinking, is everything okay? Have I done something wrong? What's wrong with me? You know that question? I'll tell you something today, and something that might set you free for the rest of your life. Anxiety is not just mental, it's biological, it's emotional, and it's deeply somatic. It's not only in your thoughts, it's in your body, it's in your breath, it's in your heart rate, it's in your gut, it's in your muscles, and most importantly, it's in your nervous system. Good news? There's a power in your subconscious mind, and we all have it. We all have a subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind is the invincible hand behind anxiety. Here's the truth many people do not know. Your subconscious mind controls 90 to 95% of our behaviors, our reactions, and our emotions. It's like a silent operating system running in the background. Subconscious, once again, that's why we call it subconscious. But by the time you consciously realize that you're anxious, your body has already responded to your subconscious mind, and your heart rate has jumped. Your muscles are tense, your thoughts are racing, and you now are in fight or flight mode. The question is why, right? I'll tell you, I heard you say that. Why? Because your subconscious mind is responding to something old, not something that just happened. Remember what we call triggers? We say triggers are what other people have done and made us do. But the truth is that a trigger already exists in you. And your subconscious mind turns on the bulb because this thing that just happened, this action that just happened, this thought that you just had, reminded your nervous system of something that happened in the past. And it's like, no, we're not going back there again. And that's why it's subconscious. We were not taught that anxiety is often a symptom of unresolved trauma. They didn't teach us. Or unresolved emotional programming. And I'm going to say it slowly so that you'll understand it. Anxiety is not the problem. It actually is a signal. Your triggers are not a problem. They're signals. And a signal that your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. It might come from a childhood trauma. It might come from childhood trauma that was never processed. Yes? It might come from experiences of rejection or abandonment. It might come from unspoken shame you've carried for decades. Sometimes from beliefs you inherited that said you are not safe or you are not enough. And when your conscious mind tries to push through, which is what we keep doing, we say all the affirmations, we hustle hard, we stay strong, we ignore the fear. where does it end us in? You're creating an internal war between your conscious and your subconscious. And what are the results? Panic attacks, chronic insomnia, digestive issues, brain fog, mood swings, because your body doesn't feel safe, even when your brain says it should. The good news and the truth is that there is the calm beneath the chaos. And here's how. Let me give you this illustration. I want you to imagine your conscious mind as the tip of the iceberg, which is all that you're aware of, 5%, 10%. But below the surface in the vast hidden subconscious, that's where the real shift happens. And that's where hypnotherapy works from and takes you from. Hypnotherapy isn't that magic trick that they talk about on TV or mind control. It's not about making you clock like a chicken, like people say, or steal all your father's money. It's science-backed subconscious healing, to be honest. It puts you in a deeply relaxed state, similar to meditation or prayer or daydreaming, where your mind becomes quiet enough to hear the root cause or the root issue. Most times, talk therapies help us, but it doesn't go to the root. It stays on the surface. And let me give you some examples of the root causes that I'm talking about, right? First one, I feel abandoned, or I felt abandoned at 6 years old, and I've been bracing for it ever since. That's what one client said. Another one said, I was told my voice doesn't matter, so I overperform to feel worthy. Another client said, I carry my mother's pain. I didn't even know it was mine. And then there's a magic that happens in hypnotherapy. You don't just understand it, you release it. Let me share a little story of mine with you. As a child, I didn't feel loved, and I couldn't express it or explain it in any way. I was a middle child. And I had an older sister, and some of you know my story, but I'll share it anyways because it's good for your memory to know that we're all in the same space and we're all working together to help ourselves. So I had an older sister, I had a younger brother and a younger sister. So I'm the middle child, 2 girls front and back. So really, where do I fit in? And I'm not the only boy, which was my younger brother. So the only way that I could get attention from my parents when I figured it out, because we're all performing whether we like it or not as children. We play a role. Whether we're a good child, the good obedient child, the goody two shoes, star child, or you're the rebellious one, or you're the sick one, or you're the carer child. We all play a role to stay connected to our parents, because our parents also don't understand love. They think it's a trade. So if you behave like this, I will then behave like that. And that's how they were taught. And that's how their parents were taught. We're not shaming them or blaming them. They couldn't give what they couldn't have. But that's what happened to me. So as a child, my own role was the rebellious child. My father says, go left, be rest assured I'm going right. Because that's the only way he will know that I exist, right? Because every time I was naughty, my parents had time from the time they didn't have. And so I was very, very, very rebellious as a child. Now, fast forward to getting older, I changed my roles and I became the carer. And one of the attributes of a carer is people pleasing. That's another performance role that we all play as well, because we want people to like us. Nobody wants to be alone on their own. Because we want people to like us, we're acting in all kinds of ways, saying yes when we want to say no, extending ourselves when we really don't want to, and then grumbling and complaining about it. Being there for people that didn't ask us to be there for them, but we just want to be there. And then when they don't show gratitude, we start to say that after all I've done for you, we start to use all those words. So I got married to a widower with children. And my cards came crumbling, because this was when I realized truly I was a people pleaser. And this was when I remembered how rejected I felt as a child, and unloved and unseen. Remember, it's an old feeling, it's not a new one. And so I thankfully found hypnotherapy. I got a rapid transformational therapist who was gracious enough to work with me. And I was so grateful to her to help me in such a manner. And one of my scenes, I went back to my mother's womb, and my mother wanted me to be a boy. So for 40 years of my life, 40 odd years of my life, maybe a little bit more, I felt unloved. But where did that feeling come from? From my mother's womb. Now, I'm not sure that there's any talk therapy that can get you that deep. My consciousness was the tip of the iceberg, but my subconscious carried all those wounds and all those stories that I told myself for so many years. And imagine if I kept on, or I was still telling myself that story today, I most likely wouldn't even be here. So hypnotherapy was my saving grace. It gave me that peace and calm and the ability to go back into myself to find the root cause. And when I did, that child was empowered, and we rewrote the subconscious stories that I was telling myself without even consciously knowing it. And that child was empowered and gave me the freedom that I have today. I'm a clear case study of hypnotherapy. I'm a student of it. I'm a victor from it. Let me use that. And then because of how much I saw it did for me, I went to train to be a hypnotherapist. So yay, you can come to me and I'll help you as well. So it's not clucking like a chicken. It's not any of those things. I used to think it was those things as well until I witnessed it and I realized how powerful it was. And it was the one best decision that I took in my entire life. I'm going to paint another picture for you right now. Let's imagine that your nervous system is like a garden. Let's imagine that. And over the years, you have planted seeds. Seeds of fear, seeds of shame, seeds of pressure, seeds of guilt. Maybe you didn't even plant them, but you inherited them. Now, weeds have grown. Anxiety, stress, overthinking, people pleasing. Remember all the things that I mentioned? Hypnotherapy is like tending the soil. It doesn't just cut the weeds, it goes underground to remove the root, because a lot of people are painting the fruits. Hypnotherapy removes the root so you can plant new things and new seeds like peace, like confidence, like self-trust, like safety. Yes, that's the truth. Now with hypnotherapy, whether you're a high-performing woman who can't sleep, because there are lots of women who cannot sleep at night, or you're a man who is exhausted from pretending to be strong, and there are a lot of men in this category now, or you're a creative, constantly second-guessing yourself. I used to fall in this category. Or you're a mother, constantly overwhelmed, but afraid to pause. Hello, I was there too. Hypnotherapy meets you where talk therapy may have stopped. And I'm for both, I promise you. But I must tell you that hypnotherapy would help you with releasing old trauma without having to relive it. It reduces chronic stress and anxiety. It reprograms your limiting beliefs, and it restores safety in your body. Carl Jung says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Woo! Honestly, you don't have to keep living at war with yourself. There's a calm beneath the chaos, and you can reach it. Not by fighting harder or doing all the things that you do, but by gently going deeper. I had a client, I'll end with this, her name is Ada, a Lagos-based creative whose mind raced so fast at night, her thoughts were like street hawkers, all calling her name at the same time in the night. She couldn't sleep. But hypnotherapy helped her to recognize the inner traffic and find one calm lane. So what are you going to do today? I'll tell you. I want you to track all your emotional patterns, all the things that show up for you. How do you feel? In different ways, and there are different words. I feel unsafe. I feel unseen. I feel unheard. I feel... all those things, I want you to track them, write them down, and look at all the names and all the patterns and all the words that you and labels that you call on yourself. So write them down and then send me a DM and say, these are the things and the emotional patterns that show up for me. But before you do that, I want to teach you something that you can do. I want you to sit down and close your eyes. Remember, hypnotherapy is taking you deep within. I will teach you how to self-hypnotize. It is so powerful, guys. It's you going into your creative mind, which is your alpha brainwave. And all you need to do is close your eyes. But when you close your eyes, look up into your eyes as though you're looking into your eyebrows. So close your eyes and look up and breathe in. Take 3 deep breaths. So let's do it together. Close your eyes. Good. And then look up with your eyes closed as if you're looking into your eyebrows. Great. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. And last time, breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to just stay in this space and just watch your breath. That's all you're going to do. Just watch your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. And every time you find yourself anxious, I want you to do this exercise. And whilst you're breathing in and out, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And then say, whilst your eyes are closed and you're in this place of calmness, who would I be without these thoughts? Give it a name. You know, if you go to the hospital, they'll first ask you to run tests. Why? They need to give what your symptoms are showing a name. Once they're able to give it a name, they can heal it. So ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Anxious, afraid, unsafe, unseen, angry, frustrated. Okay. Then ask yourself, what are the thoughts I'm thinking that is making me feel this way? Then the second question would be, who would I be without these thoughts? And then breathe in and breathe out and allow the answers come. You'll find out that it's your thoughts that is making you anxious, nothing else. Would you do this exercise? Now I'm giving you what people would charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars for. I'm giving it to you complimentary. So you've got to do it. You've got to use it. You've got to help yourself, because I don't just teach what, I teach how. So that without me, you can stand on your own. In fact, I would rather you don't even need me. I teach you what you need to use for yourself in your time of need. And then my work would have been done. Another thing you can also do in the process is reach out to me. If you have a challenge, reach out to me. Let's book a guided hypnotherapy session. But then you can also use this affirmation. I am safe. My breath is my anchor. I am the calm within the storm. Use that as an affirmation today. And like I said, if you're struggling with trauma, insomnia, then send me a DM. If you click the link below, you'll see a link that takes you straight to me. It's an I need to talk session. And all I'll do is listen to you and then tell you how I can help you. And the truth is, most of the answers, if not all the answers you're looking for, is within. All I'm doing is turning on a light bulb for you to see it. Just as powerful. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You're just as powerful. All you need is awareness. And that's all I'm trying to do with hypnotherapy, to teach you, to get you aware of what hypnotherapy does, but also get you aware of how powerful you are. My name is Adeola Kingsley James, and don't forget to like this video if you've learned anything today. Share me with others and subscribe. Share me with others. Don't grow alone. If I could grow alone, or if I wanted to grow alone, I won't be doing these videos right now. Share me with others so that you and your community are growing together. Remember, 1 will take down 1,000. 2 will take down 10,000. It's in community that you build wealth. It's in community that you build health. It's in community that you build who you are as a person, because iron will sharpen iron. Love and light.